Jormungandr, the World Serpent, has always been one of the most intriguing characters that Kratos has encountered in all the 9 realms. Fortunately for us, the events of Ragnarok shed light on some of the greatest mysteries surrounding the Serpent, including his inexplicable familiarity with Atreus, his gargantuan size, his hatred for Thor, and even his origin. In this video, we'll be answering all of these questions and also solve the riddle of the time paradox that Atreus unknowingly created when he dabbled with soul magic. But before we delve into the rich lore of God of War Ragnarok, let's take a look at Jormungandr as he was depicted in Norse mythology. Jormungandr was an enormous sea serpent who was so large that he could encircle the entirety of the earth and bite his own tail. He was one of 3 children born of Loki and Angrboda, and was destined to kill Thor in the epic realm-changing war of Ragnarok. In order to better understand past events, let's journey to the present, when Atreus first discovered the hidden force of Ironwood. It was here that Angrboda revealed the true nature of the marbles and charged Loki, the champion of the giants, to care for them. After sneaking into Gryla's cabin, Angrboda and Atreus found the empty husk of a large snake, one of the grieving giant's latest victims. Sadly, this creature's soul had been sapped, leaving behind nothing but a lifeless shell. However, Atreus had an idea. The marbles that Angrboda had given him housed the souls of the giants who had sacrificed their physical forms to flee from Odin. Atreus carefully extracted the soul from one of the marbles and cast a spell that transferred the soul into the snake's corpse. In a matter of seconds, the serpent sprang to life and quietly scurried away, without so much as a word of thanks or farewell. Little did Atreus know that he and Angrboda had granted the snake a new life, and it would grow to become the giant serpent Jormungandr. This would explain his origin, his gargantuan size, and even his negative perception of Thor. You see, Thor was tasked with the massacre of the giants and was all too efficient. Jormungandr, in his original form, would have likely known about this attempted eradication of his people and held contempt for the infamous half-giant Jotnar Slayer. As he grew in strength and size, so too did his hatred for Thor, which leads us to the answer of our greatest mystery. How did Jormungandr recognize Atreus when they first met? If we travel forward in time to the events of Ragnarok, Jormungandr and Thor began to duel in a battle of epic proportions. In this clash of giants, Thor eventually struck Jormungandr with an incredibly powerful blow that created a rift in time and sent the world serpent back into the past. If you listen to the dialogue during the siege of Asgard, Mimir and company question how Jormungandr could have possibly appeared in this realm since they didn't notice him squeezing through the portal.
Jormungandr!
A welcome sight, but he didn't follow us from Midgard. Curious! He'll keep Thor busy at least.
This is simply because this version of the World Serpent is the younger version that Atreus had recently resurrected. Careful observation of the giant serpent reveals this as well, as you can see that he does not have a fully grown beard at this time. Once Jormi number 2 got sent back into time, he already had knowledge of who Atreus was, since he could recall the events that took place in the cabin, explaining how he could recognize someone that he had never seemingly met. It is because of Atreus' soul magic and Thor's subsequent time distortion that a paradox was created in which Jormungandr's birth or resurrection took place in a separate future timeline. Now if that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what will. Now speaking of blowing things, the only mystery that remains regarding the World Serpent is who exactly blew the horn in the previous installment. And that's all for this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment Jormi down below. And until next time, it's the Inhuman One signing out.